This is going to be a different video to what I would normally put out, so this isn't going to be something you would normally expect to see on this channel, and it's not something that you're going to see again. Don't feel obliged to like, comment, subscribe, anything like that. I'm not really doing any of this for views, money, likes. I'm just putting this out there because I feel obliged to respond to this particular video, which was put out by minimi a few days ago, and it has generated quite a bit of commotion within this community. So initially when I saw this, I was rather put off by the fact that he is putting out a build and then he expects us to pay for it, as you will see here.
Talking about haters access is denied. Check description below how to receive this full PvE high DPS GF build, and if you're a true fan, you would certainly understand. And for all the haters,
so what he expects is for people within the community to pay $5 for access to this guide over here, which you can see. It's not a very high quality guide, mind you, and in my opinion it isn't worth $5, but that's entirely up to you. If you want to pay $5 for this, you're more than welcome to. I personally think it sets a very bad precedent within the community to charge $5 for a build, which is what I happen to say in the comments of this video. So then today I wake up and I come here and I see that I have been responded to by minimi, and this is what he has to say.
for being this video is intended for the new people out there. Where is that coming from? It must be a video here. Let's go ahead and pause that really quick, guys. What was that? That's grown man crying. Must be this video. Oh my god, it is. Oh gee, stop. Oh god, it is. I believe in nuts. Oh god. Everybody needs to calm down. What is happening? Joker, Floki, guys, I need help, please. Stop, guys. Calm down, everybody, calm down. What is going on? What is going on? Crazy kitten, where you are? Charles, somebody needs to help me. Seriously. Oh my god, these comments are outrageous. Oh, let's see what this one says. Okay, calm down, calm down, calm down. To not pay $5 for my PvE build, and you're advising everybody to come to your channel so you can help them out.
I'm going to pause it here. I wasn't advising anyone to come to my channel. I was advising them not to pay for the build. If you can read, you can clearly say that. I'm also advising people that if they want advice, I offer it for free. I'm not saying you have to come to my channel to get that advice. You can PM me in-game, you can PM me on the official forums, you can PM me on Reddit. I'm not very difficult to find, and I will give advice free of charge on how to build your character. Unlike minimi here, who apparently thinks his build is worth $5, which it isn't, by the way.
On your comment there, because you're just such a nice guy. Let's go and take a look at your channel and see how many helpful videos you have made recently to help the community. Alright, let's see here. You must have a lot of videos that shows people how to make AD in game and gave them numerous builds, or maybe you don't.
Okay, so he's calling me out here and saying that I don't contribute anything meaningful to the community. So the way I'm going to respond to this is I'm going to say, well, let's just go here for a moment. Okay, you can see logged into my account. Let's go down here. It's posted by the same account. Click link. Oh, okay, maybe I have done something. Maybe I've done maybe I've done a lot of stuff. You know. Not just, you know, 1 or 2 guides. Maybe I've done, you know, quite a few. But it's okay, I understand not everyone can find the official forums, and a lot of people struggle to read. Reading's hard. I'll give you credit for that, minimi. I mean, when your vocabulary is limited to basically Hulk Smash and Grandma, it can be hard to find the official forums and read. But don't worry, let's take a look at your content now. Let's take a look at what you've been putting out. So firstly, we've got this video here where he's accusing the particular player of hacking. So let's see what he's accusing him of hacking. Well, why he's accusing him of hacking.
I start doing my crescendo before he even start defending himself at all. And watch him sliding. Did you see him sliding? That's how you know he's using a hard lock. When his feet keep sliding, he's still looking at the same direction. Look at that. And I'll go ahead and demonstrate it, guys, really quick, what a hard lock looks like. All right, so right now I am not using a hard lock at all. This is free movement, guys, okay? You can look any direction you want. You know, you can defend yourself like you're supposed to in the game. You can jump around. There's nothing locking on to. Here's what the hard lock on, and I'm not holding a button down. Again, it's a script you can get on Google, and
of course now we're here, you know, using a hard lock as an exploit. In case you didn't know, on the PC version of Neverwinter, you press the control key, that's going to hard lock onto the target. Or alternatively, there is a command you can type into chat which is going to hard lock onto a target. Both of these are built into the game by default. I think if the developers thought hard locking was an exploit, it wouldn't have been something they're bound to control by default, because then anyone who accidentally presses control should be banned. Also, in case you weren't aware, minimi, the Daily Power Villain's Menace grants control immunity, which is why you couldn't stun him with Crescendo. Just saying. Now, if you look at this Fey Touched versus Vorpal comparison, I'm not going to go through this entire thing, it's long. I'm just going to say you comparing Fey Touched and Vorpal on non-critical hits without the Fey Touched buff. Great stuff. So now we come to this over here. I thought, since he's saying that I don't produce any YouTube content, I thought I would just add a video which should cover the kind of content that minimi does for like the next 2 years. So if you're planning on making a guy, building a character, and you just want a generic, simple how-to cookie cutter build that just covers the base, this should have you covered for pretty much every single circumstance. As you can see, the way you read this here is you go to whichever title you want. So say you're looking for the artifact set for whatever class you're building. You can say go to a control wizard, and this is what is recommended for that class. And then you could say, if you want to know what offense slots are recommended, you can look here. Then if you're looking for general gear, you just scroll across. This is a scroll bar. It goes left and right. This is also a scroll bar. It goes up and down. Use these together, you can navigate this document. And then over here, you can see gear recommendations. Then alternatively, if you're looking for things like rotations and a generic build, this is all provided here. And then if you actually want proper content that will actually teach you about a class, you can come across here, and here is stuff that's actually worth reading, that isn't just 5 minutes of effort. The thing is, if you just want a minimi quality build, you can just take this information here for any class, put it together, and you'll have a build that's about as effective as everything that's been put out on YouTube, basically. There's very little which you cannot replicate simply by just looking at this document, going across, finding what you want, and then putting it together, and there's your character. There is great stuff out there, but the stuff minimi's putting out there isn't it. This is your generic $5 build guide. It's as good as the other $5 build guides out there. And if you're looking for actual serious content, as I said, click there. This is why I don't put out builds that are just, you know, cookie cutter, choose these pieces of gear and then you have a character. You don't learn anything. you can put those together with just 10 minutes of effort, because building characters in this game isn't particularly difficult. In terms of gearing, the gearing for pretty much every class is fairly simple, fairly generic, fairly straightforward. If you are not a control wizard, you use the Orca set. If you are not a control, if you are pretty much every class, you use the Wheel of Elements, unless you are a control wizard, because then it's terrible. Things like that. It's just, stuff in this game is really simple, and if you are looking for just a cookie cutter build, this is all you need. You don't need anything more than this. So I hope you enjoy this piece of minimi quality content, and if you want any serious stuff, then you should perhaps look at stuff that is actually good, like say this GF guide over here, rather than, you know, Minimi's GF guide. I'm just saying. So thank you all for watching, and goodbye.